Hello, welcome to the Steph and Steph Show. Today we'll be talking about deprivation.
By definition, deprivation is the undesirable state. When it occurs in children, it is especially so, as there could be permanent results.
The reasons for deprivation include illness, divorce, death, postnatal depression and sometimes unwanted pregnancies.
With the absence of a mother figure, the long-term effects may be affectionless psychopathy, delinquency and depression.
Short-term effects are protest, despair and detachment.
The main studies are Spitz and Wolf, Rutter and the 44 juvenile thieves.
Coming up on the show, we'll be interviewing a juvenile thief and another interview with an affectionate psychopath and then an exclusive one with Volby.
Give me one.
The symptoms of deprivation are
protest. The child cries, screams and protests angrily when the parent leaves. They are likely to try and cling to the parent and may struggle to escape from others who pick them up. Despair. After a while, the child's angry protests begin to subside and they appear calmer, although still upset. The child is likely to refuse others' attempts to comfort them, and they may appear to be withdrawn and uninterested in anything. Detachment. If the separation continues, the child may begin to engage with other people again, although they may be wary. They are likely to reject the caregiver when they return and show signs of anger.
Hello, today we're joined by Mr. John Volby, a respected psychologist. Over the years he has brought us many important studies, one of which is the 44 Thieves study, which is very relevant today as we are focusing on deprivation. Mr. Volby, your theories have been criticised for being based too heavily on animals. What would you say to that?
The basis of the theories come from observing the behaviour of non-human animals. However, all the theories have been tested and proven on human animals, and therefore these criticisms are irrelevant.
It's been said that you confuse deprivation and privation in your 44 Thieves study. What would you say to this?
I would disagree with this, and if my study is so incorrect as it has been claimed recently, then why is it still highly recognised today?
Can you quickly give us an outline on your 44 Thieves study, please?
I had two groups of 44 participants. These were boys aged 5 to 16. All of the groups had emotional problems, but one of the groups had known criminal involvement, specifically thefts, whereas the others had no known criminal involvement. I interviewed the children and their parents. I got information about their past life from their doctor's records and their school records, and I found that 14 of the thieves were affectionate psychopaths. This means they could show no emotion for any actions or crimes that they committed. I found that 86% of the affectionate psychopaths had experienced frequent separation from their mothers in their first 5 years of their life, and 17% of the other thieves who are not affectionate psychopaths had experienced the same. Almost none of the non-thieves had experienced early separation, whereas 39% of the thieves have.
On ITN tonight, beloved teenage girl Sneha gets mugged and beat up by two brutes, and car gets run over by small girl. Good evening. Sneha of Davenant Foundation School was sadly mugged today while strolling in a carefree manner down a path. Fortunately, CCTV footage managed to catch amazing close-ups of the brutish and ugly girls' faces before the incident happened.
Hi, Alex and Rebecca.
You alright?
So why are you in prison?
We let someone have it.
Please elaborate.
Huh? You what?
What exactly did you do?
Beat someone up.
So why did you beat them up?
I don't know, because they were there. Felt like it.
So how do you feel about what you've done? Can you please answer the question?
Don't know. They shouldn't have been there, should they?
Do you regret doing it?
I don't really care, I was having fun at the time.
Yeah, I'd do it again if it didn't have me here.
It's a dump.
Did you think about how their family would feel?
Well, it ain't like I killed her.
Yeah, we didn't really think about it at the time. End of the day, she was there, we were there.
Thank you for watching and good night.
Explain your attachment theory to us, please.
Attachment behaviours in both babies and caregivers have evolved over time to ensure that the baby survives through the process of natural selection. Therefore, those with less ability to form an attachment has been excluded from the gene pool. If an attachment has not been formed in the critical period, which is 6 months to 2.5 years, then there will be no attachment formed, and it will be almost impossible to form any attachments later on in life. Mother and baby have a unique relationship that's different from all other relationships. It's known as monotropic. They have an innate nature to love each other and care for one another, and again, if this is not formed, then it will have a serious effect on attachment in later life.
It's been found in such studies of the Konotrova twins that despite serious deprivation, they have gone on to form successful and good working relationships.
The Konotrova twins are a different case, as they had each other to form an attachment with. Although it's obviously different, they still had a basis for the rest of their relationship to be formed on. If there is no attachment made, or that attachment is broken, and there is no basis for future attachments to be made, therefore the Konotrova twins can not be applied to my theory, but it doesn't disprove it either.
Okay, thank you, Bobby, and that is all we have time for today. Goodbye.
Russ's Isle of Wight study challenges the maternal deprivation hypothesis of Bowlby. The aim of the study was to investigate the relationship between separation and delinquency.
His study involved over 2,000 boys aged between 9 and 12 years old. If the separation was due to death of mother, illness or housing difficulties, there would be no correlation between separation and delinquency. However, if the separation was due to discord, conflict in the family or psychological disorder in one of the parents, the boys were 4 times more likely to become delinquent.
From this, Russell concluded that the experiences before the separation were more important than the separation itself.
You got the you got the you got the
In 1946, Spitz and Wolf carried out a study on 123 babies whose mothers were in prison.
For the first 9 months of their lives, their mothers looked after them in prison, and then they were looked after in the nursery for 3 months, where they were looked after well. However, they showed signs of distress,
Such as frequent crying, loss of appetite and losing weight. However, when the babies were returned to their mothers, they started gaining weight and eating more again.
We'd like to thank you for watching the Step in Step show, and we hope you found it very informative today.
Join us next time for another psychological matter.
You got the you got the